together around 15 years, and there have been a lot of situations in which she could have dictated to me that I needed to really do something, and she hasn't. Now, they're professional, and I don't let anybody tell me what to do professionally. But there are a lot of things personally that she could have easily dictated and didn't. So I know that's no fun for this hypothetical, but I mean, okay, I'll play along.
Yeah, they gotta...
She goes, you have to do this because they offered you $1 million.
Okay.
Like Indecent Proposal, right? Robert Redford offered Woody Harrelson and Demi Moore $1 million, early 90s film, for those of you who've never seen it. He said, I'll give you a really rich guy, I'll give you $1 million for one night with your wife. And Demi Moore, first of all, the film requires you to suspend disbelief, the mere notion that Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson are married, but nevertheless. So Robert Redford comes along and all weathered and leathery and says, I'll give you $1 million. And then they argue, and then they ultimately decide that they will, and it ends up tearing them apart in the aftermath, right? Because Woody Harrelson can't get his head around the fact that, did she like it? Was it just a thing? Was it, because that's what you've got to contend with. So you got to be really, really confident in yourself and your...
She has to know that you're not gay.
Well, she knows I'm not gay. I'm not a gay man.
But maybe after this night, you might come back like...
No, it wouldn't make me a gay man, though. I mean, we've talked about this. If you do gay stuff, that make you gay.
That's what I'm saying. But if it turns out that you liked it, you're like,
it unlocked something in you.
I see.
You come home and...
I discovered it, and I go, honey, it's all over. Because...
And I'm keeping the money. Bye-bye.
Because, hey, like, she comes home, you come home, and she's like, how was it? You're like, She's like, you do, huh? It's not, oh, man, it was
Would I have to
awful.
tell her everything I did?
No.
Oh, okay.
But if she just asked, like, how was it? You know, are you scarred? Do you need therapy? We got $1 million now, so we can get you all the therapy you need. And you're like, no, it was fine.
No, it probably
I can sleep.
It probably more along the lines of her looking at me and going, now you know where I'm coming from. How do you like it? Doesn't feel so good, does it?
And you gulped it.
Well, yeah, I'm not rapping it anymore. So, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be it would be a minimum of $1 million.
Okay.
I'll say that. It's a nice, big, round number, and you know I like them big and round.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And seven or more.
200,000 for me, fellas, so if you got it, let me know.
If you got that $200K, you can break off a little piece of Bill Squire. But you're right. I guess everybody's got their price. Everybody has a price.
If they're being honest with themselves, most, macho men would be like, no, hell no. There ain't no amount of money in the world that can make me sleep at night. I'm like, think of all the nasty stuff you did for free in your life that you regret. You're getting paid to do something that most people, if they really sat down and thought about it, they'd be like, yeah, I probably would have did the same thing.
Well, but it's also less about doing the stuff that we're talking about and more about, at some point, the money would get... it would be almost rationally ridiculous to turn it down, right? Mm-hmm. Depending on how high it went.
Yeah.
Where the stuff that you had to do to get it would completely, because you're not. It's
like, what
you're
are
not
you
harding anyone. They're not like, hey, go kill this person. You're not a hit. You're not hurting anyone. It's a victimless crime.
The guy was getting ready to go sign some documents for some water, and you guys can't do it for $1 million.
Oh, that Fire Festival guy.
He just wanted pure drinking water.
Yeah, but he was already doing.
Yeah, he was. He was
all right, fair enough.
I do love that Ja Rule is going back out on the road. He's touring again, and I'm wondering if it's the hey, y'all forgot about the Fire Festival, right? Tour. It's him and Ashanti. I don't know where she's been buried for a while, and I think it's coming to Cleveland.
Ooh.
We were out in Arizona. We heard a lot that we were punching around, and all the pop stations and hip hop stations in Phoenix were just blaring the ads for the Ja Rule Ashanti tour. I think it's coming to Cleveland. And she still sounds great, but Ja Rule was all caught up. I mean, I think he was embroiled in the litigation around that Fire Festival thing, which they did 2 competing documentaries at that time. They slapped these things together because they're trying to strike all the irons hot. But people still love that Fire Festival story. We were clicking around about a week or so ago, and there's a show on CNBC at night, the financial channel. It's called American Greed, and Stacy Keach narrates it. It was a whole hour on the Fire Festival. American Greed.
I just can't get over the meals out there. So they're supposed to have these gourmet meals, and it's just like some bread with some cheese. I love it.
Yeah, but
it was
this
in
is-
a styrofoam container. She's
But that's where
sprayed
you
with
hit.
cheese.
But that's where you hit the wall of overconfidence. There's a whole. There's a type of person. There's a whole generation of people who think that they. This is the downside of thinking about fate and you can will things to happen. Is that reality will kick you in the ass, and you can only go so far with confidence, right? I mean, it's a good thing to have, but it will only take you so far. Before reality will come in. And some people think that they can just make things happen because they believe that they will, or that they're so confident,
But
they're so
it's-
smart, and
It's all on the influencers as well, though, because they should have known the moment they got on a commercial flight. Weren't they promised like private jets? Like if they got a
I
certain
don't know
package.
anything. I don't know.
Yeah,
anything
because
about
the one girl was like, "Here I am on my private jet," and she's like, She showed the back shot of all the other people on the plane. And she's like, "Oh yeah, let's see what happens."
Well, but
here.
that's the irony of influencers, though, is they want to collect the checks, but they want to be off the hook if anything goes south, right? They don't want there to be any
Correct.
consequences. All these celebrities who took money from FTX, which was one giant crypto Ponzi scheme, that's redundant, but I mean, none of them want any consequences at all. They're like, don't blame us. We were just telling people what to do. We can't force people to do whatever. And the same thing with like influencers at every level on social media. Hey, we want to collect your checks. Pay us to tell people to do stuff. But if something goes south, if the product I told people to eat ends up killing people, it ain't on me. It's pretty sweet space if you can keep yourself from getting in trouble. I'm going to break here. I will have last pair of tickets for you if you want to see Government Mule. Warren Haynes and company are coming back to Cleveland in a few weeks. I'll hand those off. We'll get you some weekend passes to Incarceration this summer out